Make sure you guys smash the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. We're going to be commentating the game here. I had to speed this up to 2 times speed just so you get an idea of how much gameplay there actually is here. So, we're going to have Paulie starting off here with the Lubellion, and the whole engine that this deck has going for it for Worlds is actually insane. Magna Hut and Friends are limited to 1, but, I mean, that's fine. I mean, the entire case in point, you're just going to be tutoring for as much advantage as you can. You're going to see the quick launch here, which is going to bring down the Rocket Tracer, and we're going to start doing Dragon Link things, converting it on into our Striker Dragon. We're going to go ahead and Striker Dragon on up for Boot Sector launch. Of course, you want to get as much free advantage as you can, because, I mean, that's why the deck's called Dragon Link, right? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and contemplate a couple of decision trees here, which, honestly, a lot of the plays you're going to see here are pretty good. Striker Dragon's going to go ahead and rotate off. We're going to go ahead and get our monster back to our hand. Alright, and on the follow-up here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop down. Man, when you open up the Wyvern Buster, the quick launch, there's also a Droll and a Veiler in his hand, which we got the chance to see very briefly. We're going to grab the Collapse Serpent off of the rotation. There's the Pisty. We're going to make the Collapse Serpent with the Pisty, and go ahead and we're going to make the, should be Rom? Okay, Romulus going to go ahead and trigger here. This is where you're going to get the free advantage tree. Alright, gotta love Dragon Ravine. Because of the extensions that were opened up here, we're going to see Paulie get to Dragon Ravine, drop the Observator, which should be, you know, your pretty standard line of play. Yep, there's the Dragon Ravine. Go ahead and it's going to be a little bit hard to kind of see here with the way that the camera was panning, but we're going to go ahead and drop. You'll all kind of see this here in a second. The disadvantages of the limited view that we got on stream was actually pretty lame. But I mean, Rocket plays pretty standard. Go ahead and toggle. Think for a couple seconds. Is this the one that I need? So yeah, you see the Observator there being dropped. I'm going to go ahead and trigger for our effect. Alright, we're going to grab the other Rocket. Man, go ahead and rotate field spells here. This is where the Boot Sector is going to come on down here. And now, Boot Sector, go ahead and special out the 2. And this is just free. Like, congratulations, we got 2 buddies on the field. We can go ahead and end on Spheres with the Bore Load on the bare minimum if we really need to, which is actually insane. Alright, so we'll go ahead and check out the graveyard. Alright, we'll go ahead and take the 2. Is this the Spheres? Alright, so there's the Spheres. Go ahead, we can Rocket Tracer, blow up the field. Should be what we should be doing at this stage, or if we're contemplating another extension. The opponent's verifying. Alright, Rocket Tracer effect. It's coming, I promise you. I promise you the Rocket Tracer is going to blow up this field spell after, you know, we decide on a couple of combo lines of play here. Oh no, we're dropping a Bysteel. Ah, yes. So the Bysteel extension line actually makes things a little bit crazier because you can get to the Dissipator. And the Dissipator, so not only do you get the Magna Hut Search, there's the Rocket Tracer finally doing what Rocket Tracer does best. Go ahead and pop it off. Go ahead and bring out our friend. Alright. And yes, we got some tuners working for us here. We are on 2 tuners, which means you couldn't make the Bore Load Savage. But we can make Dissipator here. And Dissipator is one of the best cards that the Dragon Link deck actually has going for it. Especially when you have the giant pile of resources in the Banish pile. So there's the Dissipator coming down. Observator's going to go ahead and plop on out here. Alright, we'll go ahead and bring up Lubellion. Lubellion's going to go ahead and grab the Branded Trap card. The whole Branded Spell and Trap package that this deck has going for it is absolutely beautiful. Keep in mind, in real time, this turn has taken 8 minutes. And we look at Modern Era Yu-Gi-Oh! And we're genuinely impressed with how quick this goes. So we're going to be ending on Rocket Tracer, Dissipator, the Lubellion with the Spears to bounce, and the Branded Trap. It's honestly not a bad board, especially since we know that we're playing against Swordsoul at this point. Like, this is a pretty safe board. So our opponent is just a god at this game here. They're going to slam into battle phase here, and they're You got the Evenly? Alright, there's the Evenly. Go ahead and chain the spheres. This is actually triggering the spheres here to bounce back the Lubellion is actually really good. I mean, you're going to go ahead and you're going to lose the Dissipator, you're going to lose the Rocket Tracer, we're going to go ahead and keep the Trap, which is actually really good. Now we'll be able to actually go ahead and trigger the spheres and get the additional monster onto the field, which is actually really good to kind of maintain the presence that you want in this game. Because the fact that we did recruit for a Bysteel off of the Magna Hut, yes, that did happen off camera. We're going to go ahead and put another monster onto the field here, which is going to be the Baldrake here, which in combination with the Bysteel that we just recruited for, puts 2 levels of negation set up at this point in the game, which is really, really good. Like, yeah, congratulations. We've set up spot removal, and we're able to kind of play through whatever the opponent would do. Like, the opening Bysteel line of play was good, but our opponent has the second Evenly, which is going to go ahead and clean our Baldrake off of the field, which is going to put us into a... I mean, we have a Bysteel to interrupt, but depending on the combo lines that the opponent is going to be able to kind of throw at us, would, you know, cause the issues here. And depending on how they're going to open up here, I think will dictate that. So we're going to go ahead. It's either going to be a Long Yun, a Tai. Okay, nope, we're going to go ahead and Long Yun. Okay, that's interesting. So we're going to go ahead and do... Ooh, they have the Heavenly Dragon Cycle in their hand. So we can do some dodgy shenanigans. We'll go ahead, and there's the Long Yun. All right, we'll go ahead, and we will get our token here as soon as they find them. This actually took a couple of seconds. So like, oh, tokens? Okay, we got this. All right, so go ahead and we get our free token. Now, at this point in time, you've got to make a decision if you're going to go ahead and interrupt here. Because if you do interrupt, yep, we are going to go ahead and do the interruption play here. So you're basically going to be able to pop off your Druisworm here, which will get 1 spot removal. All right, so Branded Beast is going to go ahead and do its thing. And we do have the Heavenly Dragon Cycle in the hand, which will allow a dodge, which actually is pretty good. So confirmation on the Branded Beast to make sure that it's going to get the chance to do its thing. That way, you know, we can check and see if we want to chain the Heavenly Dragon Cycle in the hand, which, I mean, it's pretty good. So there's the chain on the Heavenly Dragon Cycle. Go ahead and get the attempt to rotate on up here into... Tai or Mo Yi are both the targets. I think we should be on 1 left in hand at the end of... Yeah, we're on 1 card. So you can get the Tai, get the immediate value, or you can try to get the Mo Yi, net the draw, and try to push the further advantage tree to make sure that you can, you know, try to win the game. And either line of play is not bad. It's just you've got to decide for what amount of pressure that you want to put on the opponent, the biggest, you know, spin of advantage that you can get. See, we are going to go ahead and grab the Mo Yi here, which does confirm the fact that the last card in our hand is actually going to be something to probably trigger that Mo Yi. Interesting piece of information that you had to give to your opponent there, but it is very, very, very important. All right, go ahead and verify the graveyards to make sure that, you know, that we've seen everything that we need to see. We already baited the Bysteel, so now we can go ahead and safely drop the Mo Yi, reveal the Ashuna, and there's the Effect Veiler to negate. So we did know that he did open up Droll, and we did open up the Veiler, and the Droll did get discarded earlier in the combo, so this is going to assure that, congratulations, we are forced to end on the Mo Yi, which is absolutely amazing for Paulie here. Putting him in the position to actually be able to pressure the opponent here, it's going to be really good. We're just going to have to decide which line of play that we're going to want to go with here, depending on how we opened here. Oh man, so much graveyard targeting. But I mean, your Bysteel's limited to 1. You got to check things out. And Paulie, being the absolute crazy duelist they are, got the Chaos Space for a turn. We knew they bounced back the Lubellion, that was it. They drew the Chaos Space for turn. So down comes the Lavioneer, our favorite monster in the whole wide world. So we can get the hand rip here. We can get the field cleanup. We're going to go ahead 2, 3 dark monsters. They're going to go ahead and rip that Ashuna away. We don't want to deal with that thing right now. We've also got the Lubellion rotating on up here off of the Lavioneer. So now we'll be able to set up the secondary branded spell card, which should put us into an even crazier position. This is nuts. Like, the Chaos Space top deck was literally the nuts. Like, it does not get much better than that at the end of the day. Like, it's so crazy. Man, and we get the recycled draw off of it as well, which is nuts. All right, there's the chaos space secondary. Go ahead and decide what we want to toggle back in for the free resource. We'll go ahead and Striker Dragon, reset. That's perfectly fine. Go ahead and get our draw. And you know, remember earlier when I said that it couldn't get any crazier? Well, Paulie got the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Searcher, so our opponent's going to go ahead and scoop. They're like, no, we're not dealing with that. I perfectly understand. That was the nuts. All right, so we're going to push on into game 2 here. At this point in time, we had the absolute nuts there on the comeback from Paulie, but that game was very back and forth. The double evenly was fantastic. So we're going to start things off here. We're going to see if we can see some good advantage here. We're going to go ahead and Pot of Desires, which we're going to go ahead and ash that. I mean, that's pretty good, forcing the opponent to play on 4 cards, but unfortunately, we're also going to have to be playing the game on, you know, not the most optimal hand at this point in time, but, I mean, the entire purpose is to get as much as you can. So you're going to see the Ashuna come on down for the special. We're going to see it rotate down into the Monk of the Tenyi. All right, we'll go ahead and special out the Dark Tenyi. All right, we'll go ahead and banish the Ashuna. Go ahead and special summon the Earth Tenyi. That should give us the ability to actually make a synchro at this point in time. So we can actually reverse engineer into the Chang Ying here without dedicating, you know, Swordsoul cards to it, which is actually pretty good. I mean, you can make some of the other lines if you really want to, but this is just better. Getting the Cheese Owl established to be able to do the things good. And we actually have the Veiler here. So now we're down to 3 cards that's going to be playable in the next turn. But cutting the opponent off there is actually pretty good. That ensures that they won't get any additional tutoring, and it's actually pretty good. I also do want to note here that we do have a Nibiru in both players' hands. So we're going to go ahead and pass. This actually, the cutoff there with the Veiler was actually really good. It did its job. So we burn the Ash Veiler, and we still have to deal with a Monk, and we still have to deal with a Cheese Out. And with 4 cards, Paulie has to find a way to try to, you know, clean this out. And Starlight Save for it is a amazing way to try to do this. You can at least go ahead and get a swing in on the battle phase, clear off the Monk to keep the pressure off of it, and this way, you know, the opponent's going to be forced to worry about this Starleash actually being able to do its thing. Alright, because getting any sort of level 4, go ahead and Starleash on up. We're going to get dashed. Man, every single time, my cards don't resolve ever. So Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring coming back across the table here. Absolutely beautiful. So I guess we're just going to have to pass. This Chang Ying is going to get some damage in here, it seems. We're going to go ahead and Swordsoul Emergence. We're going to go ahead and Ash that again. Alright, so double Ash is pretty good. Chang Ying getting in here. The biggest problem with Swordsoul is you don't exactly have the most consistent searches in the world. Alright, you definitely got to work for these things. Alright, go ahead and get our draw pass. Is Paulie gonna pass again? Or do we have some sort of follow-up here? Because this Chang Ying is looking very, very scary. I see we have a Cosmic Cyclone in our hand at this stage. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and pass. Oh boy! Just attacking for the 2800. Unfortunately, not a lot of pressure coming out of this. I mean, the Chang Ying Negate is very, very strong with the one Swordsoul spell in there, but yeah, it's just going to go ahead and do its thing. They didn't want to burn the Bysteel there, and I think that was actually a pretty decent call. The Bysteel would put pressure on the opponent, but it wasn't going to be too crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and set 1. We're going to go ahead and get Anti-Spell. We're going to chain the Cosmic here. If that Anti-Spell actually went through, I actually think it would have been pretty crazy. Alright, so now we have to play around a Nibiru at this point in time, which might be possible because I believe we now have 2 Bysteels in hand. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and Druid Worm on up. We're going to go ahead and banish the Dark Tenyi. I mean, you definitely don't want that thing sticking around, right? Like, that's just going to go ahead and ruin your day. I'll go ahead and special that. Alright, now, the next follow-up here that determines the entire course of the game. Do we have something in the extra deck that can bait this Chang Ying? Do we have a way to get this off of the field to actually make a board to be able to do this? There's the Saronir. We're going to go ahead and banish the Veiler. which is actually not bad. I mean, the Veiler is going to be the least cost-effective card to get banished. Now we have 2 Bysteals up. So we can go ahead and link these out. We can get the Druis Worm pop. We're going to make the Spheres. Spheres are actually really, really good now. So Saronir and the Druis Worm. So Chainlink 1 Saronir, Chainlink 2 the Druis Worm to spin back the Qingying. I mean, the Qingying, well, what's it going to do? Attempt to negate the Spheres? Like, it's not doing anything right now anyway. Like, its entire purpose will be on the follow-up here. So Lubellion's going to go ahead and get dropped into here. We're going to go ahead and banish the Star Liege. And it's value time. The fact that this Star Liege is down is amazing. So Lubellion, go ahead and get the discard. We'll go ahead and grab the Magna Hut here. Go ahead and, who's going to be our banish target for the Magna Hut? Alright, we're going to go ahead and banish Qingying for the Magna Hut. Okay, toggle the effect for the end phase. Now, Paulie's going to go ahead and actually swing on in here for 2,500 just to make sure that we can put more pressure on the opponent. This is actually pretty good. Keep in mind, though, we are at the 4 summon range here, which is very, very, very important for this Nibiru that is ticking in our opponent's hand. Because the minute this Lubellion comes out, which is going to be right here, it's going to come on out in defense mode. So now we got to verify. All right, so on summon, just to verify, because it's an activated effect. That way we can go ahead and clean this up. I don't want to deal with this monster at this stage in time, which is perfectly fine. I mean, so the question is, do you blow the Nibiru here or not? Because the Spheres will get another monster, but does that branded spell or trap matter that much? We're going to go ahead and deploy the Nibiru. Alright, we'll go ahead, hand the token on over to our opponent. We're still at 1,400, which is a very big issue here. Alright, we're going to go ahead and trigger the Spheres now. And we are going to see if we can make a board here, because Dragon Link shenanigans are some of the craziest in the game when this deck actually gets the chance to do its thing, and it's actually crazy. You can bring out the Red MD here. You got several lines of play that can actually get you places. Possibly a little dragon, depending on the combo line here. But whatever it is, it's going to be a little statted. All right, so we're going to bring out Star Liege Safeward, actually. So yes, Star Liege Safeward is not one of the effects per turn. You can choose, you can do both, which is actually pretty good. Go ahead and grab the Wyvern Buster. Alright, this is the combo line that we all know and love. Wyvern Buster on up. Striker Dragon, go grab our free field spell. Because who doesn't love this? Alright, like this is the heart and soul of the Dragon Link deck. We got our Collapse Serpent here. And there's the Boot Sector as well. Alright, we'll go ahead and deploy the Collapse Serpent. Alright. Man, oh man. Alright, so we still have to deal with this Nibiru token here, which is, it's an annoyance. It's a normal monster. We're going to go ahead and link someone on into, there's the Romulus. Okay, so Rom's going to go ahead and grab the Dragon Ravine for us out of our deck. We're going to go ahead and slam down the Dragon Ravine. We're going to have to discard that Nibiru out of our hand, though. It's not like it's really done anything much for us at this stage, right? Okay, discard the Nibiru. Alright. Go ahead and drop down the Abserator, grab the Rocket Tracer, I assume. Alright, there's the Abserator. There's the Tracer. And you know, the best part about all of this, we still have not committed our normal summon at this point in time, which is actually crazy. Alright, we'll go ahead and rotate Field Spell. There's the Boot Sector on into the Tracer off of the Field Spell. Alright, so now, what line of play are we going to make here? I see the Deligerous Dragon there, the Link 3. This board is going to turn into something a little bit scary, I feel like. Rocket Tracer effect. Oh, are we triggering it? What are we going to blow up? Field spell. Okay. So we'll go ahead and toggle that. We'll go ahead and bring out our good card here. Alright, we've got the Rocket Recharger on standby here. So now we got to make the Dragon combo. This is the Pisty. We're going to go ahead and make the Deligerous. Now we get our Revive here, which is big actually. This actually ensures that we'll be able to Boral and Dragon our opponent, which is going to be one of the most important pieces to this combo. Alright, so we've established our monsters. Go ahead and pop that on off. Alright, we'll go ahead and normal our Rocket. Finally, our normal coming in. Alright. More confirmation here on, you know, making sure that the zones are verified. Everything's working. We'll go ahead and link 5. Alright, up comes the Boral and Dragon. We'll go ahead and revive. Go ahead and toggle on out. And we are going to make the Borreload Savage with the fully loaded up Delidrous. Set up the token. And, I mean, I don't think you're going to end your dueling career at this point, right? Like, there's got to be an out. Go ahead, verify everything, make sure everything's good. So we're on the Borreload. We have the Borreload Savage loaded up with 3 negates, which is actually pretty impressive. We are at 1,400 life points, just to make sure like the opponent can't actually do anything to us. You're a little bit in the danger zone there, but it really says something for this stage of gameplay. Like, that was such a good comeback off of that Nibiru. Like, I love it. All right, we're going to go ahead and draw, and go ahead and scoop them up. Woo! Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.